let's take Buddhist teachings, okay? Buddhist teachings talk about living your life where you have, so by time you reach the end of the dying process, you know, the leaving your biosuit process, you have zero karma. If you have zero karma, there's no energy in these different nesting doll realms to sway you one way or the other, and you can go directly home to your cosmic source and be free of incarnation, having to reincarnate. Okay, but of course that is a very difficult thing to do. So the next piece that they would do, this is referred to in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, also talked about in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, also talked about in very secret shamanic circles of indigenous elders. I won't mention their name because I want to be respectful, but there is teachings that say there are very specific things to look out for once you leave your body and navigate the afterlife, so you can be liberated from the causality that makes you incarnate instantly and therefore lose your memories in between lifetimes. Okay, and that talks about the Bardos. Okay, it's a maze. Imagine a maze of scenes of all these different unresolved issues you have in your life. People you haven't forgiven, people haven't forgiven you, highly charged situations in your life. And it's a maze of that. They say the secret is to observe the play, the drama being played out in front of you, but do not engage, as in do not have a strong thought, feeling, okay, emotion. Do not engage with your consciousness in these scenes. If you can watch them with total neutrality, you will successfully navigate the maze of the Bardos and come out on the other side beyond the incarnational cycles of this planet. Okay? Then we have all these other levels of people talking about people who have near-death experiences. You know, I had my near-death experience, which was very different than other near-death experiences, but because mine was done in a different way, and I don't need to go into that, but many people talk about their near-death experiences of being, they're meeting their beloveds, they're meeting somebody, they're getting downloaded with a very significant shift to their reality. And sometimes they come back remembering things, some other times they don't. But what is across the board they talk about is beloveds showing up and they're going into a tunnel of light, and some reach a place where they're having a life review, and some, just have this interaction with their beloved or an angel or a being of some sort that re-educates them, and then they come back into this realm. Now, and it is very benevolent in experience because it's a dimension. It's another dimension of reality that doesn't have the heaviness that this particular reality has. So it is very liberating. It is very uplifting and ecstatically loving in so many ways. Some people have been in that, on the other side of the veil, in such a way where they completely woke up out of their hindrances to their life force and came back into their bodies and have had spontaneous healings. There's beings that have had that happen. So what the ancestors showed us via death rites, and we actually got to do death rites and some other non-humans, but what they showed us is that through consciously dying, through going through the unwinding process of death rites, by having proper space held for you while you're in that process, we are all being given an opportunity to skip right past the life review, right past the Bardos, so to speak, and go directly back to our cosmic self. That means we are going around the board completely and emerging beyond the scope of reincarnation and karma. Okay, we are completely out of the inertia that causes the reincarnation mechanism to pull us back into a human form or another form into this reality. This is what they're showing us. And they're saying, by reclaiming the dying process and the afterlife process, we are reclaiming our knowledge, our connection to source. So when we come back by choice, we get to come back with our memories of who we are intact, with our unbreakable connection with source intact in our consciousness. Now, the only next trick is having a sacred feminine womb space that can bring a being like that into this realm. And of course, there are amazing human beings, females, women, aware of sacred birth, aware of sacred conception, and they're doing that work. And the old school, the old ways would tell us that it takes 3 generations to purify one's being in order to conceive in this way. And of course, there are lineages that are doing this. I've had the honor of meeting some of these women, and it's true. They've been preparing for generations for this time right now. So I'm giving this information to you, this knowledge I'm sharing it with you so you can open your awareness to the fact that this awakening process is so far beyond the powers that we perceive to be's control. Okay, all we need to do is stay focused on the sacred, be focused on our connection with each other and these sacred transitions within the human experience. Okay, we just need to stay focused on that, and we can keep reclaiming. And of course, reclaiming your dream time is a massive, massive piece. But, all in due time, all as it works out for you.